it's quite an empowering model really. But the point was, as I'd sort of gone through life and probably about 20 odd years and not known of that, I just was going about things and getting on with life. But when I saw it in that context, I could see how I wanted to share that with other disabled people. And also the fact I was, working and sort of had been on my, trips after university, and there was an inspirational element to say to other disabled people, and indeed non-disabled people, to be honest, from feedback I've had on the blog, that if you can always take the goals in life that you have, understand the barriers that stop you, in time, with the right baby steps, you can achieve it. So that's the kind of message that has come through the blog. And then there was a session earlier on Twitter and Facebook. So using those types of tools, I was able to connect with other disabled people, connect with politicians, connect with charities, and kind of in a community sense share that message further. So the blog now gets it's a few thousand hits a month, so it's sizable. But I think the most important, I don't get too het up on the numbers because it's the value. And I get emails from people saying, seeing you going on holiday, I didn't know someone in a wheelchair could travel abroad, or whatever it might be. There's that kind of side to it. And then it sort of moved into nearly 4 months ago. I left the day job at Scope and fundraising, and I'm now, this is my day job, whereby we've launched a magazine with a friend called Disability Horizons, and that takes what I've been doing for 18 months, but giving other people the chance to write and share their story without needing to run a whole blog or a website. They can just write an article once and that's it, or once a month, once a week. And again, that's empowering for the person writing the article, but it's great for the people that come and look at the magazine because there's a whole host of different stories that are being shared on the magazine. So in a way, I've got two content platforms. One is my personal blog, and the other is Disability Horizons, which is much more community focused. But all the while I could see a need to sort of formalise it. I was kind of scattergun approaching that. One day I'm at work, one day I'm on holiday, and other people would write in that way. So I created this thing that was basically just, I was driving back from Manchester in a car, traffic jam, and it all sort of just thinking of all the things I've been doing came together. And yeah, basically I call it the disability diamond theory, but the essence of it is that it takes life stages, so starting with a disabled young person and probably more aimed for their parents as well, into the teenage years, into adulthood where it's very much about independent living, all of the intricacies of employment, accessible housing, personal care, that whole world. But the whole point of this, I believe, is about living a life that you enjoy and, seeing your friends and family, accessing leisure, accessing travel, whatever it is that your fun side of life is, but having the means, the sort of foundations that enable you to do that. So I've sort of written this 20-page ebook that's on my blog, it's all free, that kind of helps people to say, so when Martin's writing about travelling or work, that's what he's on about, the barriers and the life goals. And so it's just kind of structured it a little bit more. And then also I've put those sort of particular goals, such as personal care, travel, accessible housing, into more formal webinars, which is what I mentioned earlier. This has been the biggest issue, has been kind of getting people to see past the technology, because a lot of people get baffled by Twitter, webinars, blogs, but essentially it's about a message and a new medium to deliver that message, but to lots of people, because it's very scalable and very low cost as well, because we've spent probably £200 on the blog in terms of just the server, to have it live. That's it. And if you think of often creating websites and working with agencies, you think of it costing thousands of pounds, but there's a lot of tools out there that are very low cost and it can disseminate a message very easily. It's more around the strategy, I guess, understanding what the message is you're trying to get across, and then using those tools in the most appropriate way for you. So you were summarising the Twitter thing earlier, weren't you, about how some people it's very informal and chatty, and for other organisations it's a bit more structured and planned and within a branding sense. But as long as it's connecting with people and delivering the purpose of that charity or organisation or person, then that's the whole point.
Advertising for that too, and we said no. Okay, so just like looking at that type of thing, really.
Yeah, I'd imagine, I know from Skype and the social media stuff that they they take everything that's going on within the organisation, and there clearly is a filter, and there clearly is a schedule, but there will be bits that go out on fundraising or campaigning or volunteering